Welcome, friends, back to the arena. Our journey will continue. The color challenges. We completed white, 4 more challenges to go. But we're going to possibly do this in a different order here. We're looking at our achievements here today. We'd like to get some extra gold. Gotta get that Magic Arena money. We can cast blue or red spells, attack 30 creatures, attack with 30 creatures, kill 15 of your opponent creatures. So, probably going to go with the blue or red challenge today, just so we can try and get this. Along the way, we'll probably complete this achievement that we started with the white challenge, so we'll attack with 30 creatures. The computer will probably block some of our creatures, so we'll probably end up naturally just killing some of our opponent's creatures. Typically, though, red and black are the best colors to kill creatures. Black has a lot of just straight up kill spells that you can cast to destroy a target creature. Red has a lot of direct damage abilities where you can deal 2 damage, 3 damage, things along those natures to any target or specifically to a creature. So possibly red will be a good one to get all 3 of these achievements all in one go. So that's what we're going to take a look at. We're going to go to our challenges here. And I think I'm going to go straight with red.
So much to do, so much to see. I'm fired up.
With goblins. Alright, well, let's see what kind of cards we got in this here, just to see. So shock, 2 damage to any target, that can kill our opponent's creatures. Great. +1/+0 in first strike, we can give to one of our creatures. We could also scry 1. Scry 1 means we can look at the top card of our library, and then we can either leave it where it is, or we can put it on the bottom of our library. So we can look for a spell that we want, or possibly a land that we need, whatever the case happens to be. But the +1/+0 in first strike is great, so if one of our creatures gets blocked, we can possibly just kill the opponent's creature and survive because of the first strike. Unblockable come in handy for this guy here. Target, tap him to make a target creature I control with power 2 or less. Can't make it, so it can't block this turn. Technically, I could target an enemy's creature, but I don't know why I would want to do that. But there could be a situation. Whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less attacks, steals 1 damage to the player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. That's pretty useful. Doesn't do anything to the creature, but to the player, that's good. Gang Leader, cool. 5 damage to target creature. Yeah, kill spell, that's good. That can do 6 damage to a target creature, or it can do it directly to, well, to any target, so a player, a planeswalker, a creature. And the fact that it can't be countered is great, so if we go up against a blue deck that happens to run counter spells, fantastic. Well, that's a pretty good deck, I think, to help achieve our 3 quests today. We'll be going right up against Jace right away, so counter magic, huzzah, it's always fun. My boy Jace, always getting in the way, messing with your mind. Alright. This hand. Definitely getting our creature down. When he's blocked by somebody, we pump out a 1/1. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, he'll die if he gets blocked by this guy. But we will wait. It'll be fine because he replaces himself at least once. But we'll wait until we get this out on turn 3 here, so that when we attack, we just do a damage to the player. So get those out. We're not going to attack just yet. This guy doesn't do anything. Cool. Yeah, just a lot of blockers. We gotta wait until we get a spell that allows us to pump these guys up so they have more attack damage, I think. We're going to put out some goblin tokens with our Goblin Gathering. We are not going to swing an attack. So this adds one additional this does create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to 2 plus the number of cards named Goblin Gathering in your graveyard. So we now have 1 in our graveyard, so this will pump out 3 goblins instead of just the regular 2. So that's good. So we'll play that, put another one of these guys out, and then we're going to not attack. We'll throw this down next turn. This is all about setup with us. The Elemental is not great. It's definitely scary, but we're going to take this 3 damage. The 4 damage is going to suck next turn, but we will put this down, because whenever a creature I control with a power 2 or less attacks, which is literally everybody, so 5 of these tokens and 3 of these guys, so 8. This Jace is going to take 8 damage directly to the face, without him even blocking. He'll block probably one of the Tin Street Cadets. We'll replace it with a 1/1, and then the next turn we'll swing in. So all about going wide and overpowering the opponent with just little pings of damage, as suspected. So next turn we'll swing with another 8. He'll take another 8 damage to the face, and we win. Just like that. Nothing too scary. Take that damage, we don't care, and we don't even have to get any of our guys through for attack damage. He doesn't even get a chance to block. It's just done. Because Raid Bombardment is a pretty good card when you have a lot of 1/1 creatures out. It's all about going wide in Goblin decks. You gotta just have more creatures than the other guy and punch him in the face. Alright, so we completed our quest. This was probably the attack with 30 creatures, because we already had that about half done. We're going to replace 2 1/1s with haste and replace it with a Goblin Tunneler and a Siege Dragon. Well, it is great to get a big 5/5 creature with flying. I am a big fan of dragons. 7 mana is a lot. It is a lot. And it does have a bit of a... It's got an upside, though. If the player we're attacking doesn't have any wall creatures, so you see this is a creature type dragon, it would say creature type wall. If they don't have any walls, then it deals 2 damage to each creature without flying that player controls. So we could take out a lot of little dorky creatures like this quite easily if we get to 7 mana. Liliana is probably gonna have... Black sometimes spends extra resources for deadlier spells, yeah. Discard a card to get a 5/5. Yeah, that's kind of scary. But she's gonna try and put out a lot of 2/2 zombies, most likely. Or 2/1s or 1/1s, just smaller creatures to sacrifice into bigger creatures. So we're probably gonna need to get that dragon out, because our 1/1s are really just not going to be able to keep up, I don't think. But we'll see. We'll see. It might be one of those things where we have to make one of our creatures unblockable or something. I don't know. 2 Raid Bombardments? Okay, so that's probably what the plan's going to be. It's going to get us a bunch of little 1/1 creatures out, and then we put 2 of these out and swing for a bunch. Alright. So, Tin Street Cadet. See what they do. Tunneler. Great. We will swing because they have nothing to defend with, so why not get that free point of damage in. Yep, the 2/2. As expected. So we will get out our Raid Bombardment, and we will make this guy unblockable to swing for 1, and then 1 because of this going off, so 2 damage. So we're winning the race. They'll swing with the 2/2. We can't defend, obviously, because we're all tapped out, but can definitely keep up. So we're gonna play Raid Bombardment, another one. So this guy swings for 2 now. We can actually swing with him as well, Goblin Tunneler, because we can just do this. Maybe we want to save it for later, but I think I want to get that 4 damage in from these 2 Raid Bombardments. 6 damage total, so pretty good. Yeah, that's not great, but might be alright. Okay, that's something. So we can make this guy unblockable, play this to give all of our creatures +2/+0, but really just him because he'll be tapped. Make him a 3/1. We swing for 3, and then this goes off for, these two go off for 2 damage. So 5, get him down to 6. We're not going to be able to block. We take 7 to the face. Should be okay. We should be okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make this one unblockable. And then we're going to play this. And then we're going to swing. Oh, yes, I forgot. That was my mistake. Yeah, so that might have been a mistake that actually I got too carried away. A mistake that cost us this. We were supposed to swing first, trigger these two, then play this in response. So we get the extra damage because we just missed out on that 2 damage. So, yeah, not great. So we swing with all 3. Probably blocked 2/1. We trade. But we go 2 damage, 4 damage, down to 8. We might... Yeah, that probably cost us the game, unfortunately. But we're going to do this. We're going to do this. So 4, they take the 2 damage. And then we take 7, 9 damage. We can block next turn, which we have no choice. We have to do that. But then I think we just win. So, luckily my mistake didn't cost us the game. But it very easily could have. Sometimes you could have the game completely dominated in Magic, and then just one mistake, just one, completely ruins everything for you. But luckily, we good. All right, plugging along here, having some fun, completing some challenges, putting away some Minotaurs we don't care about, getting some Ogres. And some Goblin Warriors. Those are, I'd much rather have these 2 guys than these 2 guys. 3/3. That it's one more mana to cast, but a 3/3 that whenever a creature enters the battlefield under my control, that creature gets +2/+0 and gains haste until the turn can be very devastating. And I mean, who doesn't want to pump out 2 1/1 goblins to go along with our raid bombardment? So that's just good. And compared to these 2, they have a bigger body than this guy, but I think I'd rather get the 3 creatures on the battlefield rather than 1. So we're going to upgrade our deck. We're going to go against green. Good old Vivian. The Vivinator. How's everybody doing today? Labor Day Monday for me today. Good times. Been fairly relaxing. Hope you're all having some relaxing times too. Alright. Played our land. They're putting out what is referred to as a mana dork, a creature that taps for mana, and we don't like that because that means they can get, next turn they'll play a land, have 3/4 mana, and put out a really big creature when we only have 2 mana? I don't think so, my friend. Will not like this. So we will put out our Nest Robber, grab some eggs, get going. Okay. Definitely don't need to play this yet. I don't think they'll block, but I'd rather save this for when we get our 2 1/1s out with this guy. So we're gonna get rid of the Mana Dork again. Slow down, just make sure that they can't cast anything ahead of schedule. That'll hopefully help us keep up. Play another land. Get out our little guys. We're gonna swing. I don't think they're gonna block. That's what I figured, because they want to put out a big guy like that. Okay. So there's a couple things we can do here. One of them is the best option. we don't want to take 10 damage to the face, but we might be able to survive a turn taking 10 to the face from this by attacking with everything. They'll block the 2/2. There's really nothing we can do about that. But we play this, get everything +2 +0, so that's 4, 8, 3 each is 6, 14 damage. Block one of them. So I think we're close to winning. Not quite there, but we're close with that shock. But next turn we'll probably get a land, which will allow us to hit them in the face with this. So I'm going to keep one creature back, though. I'm going to swing with 3. We'll pump them up. They'll block that one. You'll take 7. We can deal 2 to the face at any point. We'll just do it on their turn. We don't need to do it on our turn. Okay, a 4-drop, not too scary. We'll deal 2 to the face. Take them down to 5. They're going to attack for 11. We block the 10. It doesn't have trample, luckily, so we don't take any damage. We get the land we were predicting was going to happen, and then we just deal 6 to the face. And voila, we win. Just like that. Anyone that's playing along with me, if you're having difficulty or you got any questions, comments, concerns, just let me know in the comment section below. Let me know with that like button as well if you want to keep seeing me do this, or if you want to see me play a little bit of my other account. You know, see some of the decks I already have. I'm cool with mix and matching these kinds of things. Getting rid of some more Minotaurs. We haven't even drawn any of these, so we don't really care. Immortal Phoenix, a 6 mana cost, 5/3 with flying, and when it dies, you put it back in your hand. So you can just keep recurring it. So potentially you play it on turn 6. It doesn't have haste, so you can't really do anything else. You can't attack with it, but you could block a really big creature they have. So trade, and then we can just play it again next turn. Molten Ravager has fire breathing, an ability that if you pay a red, you get to pump up the creature with +1/+0 until end of turn. Is considered fire breathing because I believe it was an enchantment back in one of the first sets of Magic's history. It was an aura you could attach to your creature to give it the ability to fire breathe, and then they started giving it to dragon creatures and whatnot. I'm not a Magic historian, but I think that's pretty close to being accurate. Okay, a Johnny. So he's going to have some double strikers. He's probably going to be able to pump them up or give them enchantments to make them deal extra damage. We are hopefully going to draw those goblin bombardments to help us keep up with the damage, but we're definitely not going to be able to just swing every turn with all of our creatures, because I'm pretty sure they can outrace us with damage, potentially, unless we draw a lot of removal. Alright, this is not great for us. We don't get to play anything until turn 3, so they're going to hit us for 2 right now because of double strike. Okay, so now we get to play this guy. So as long as they don't make him a 2/2, which they didn't, they can swing, but we just block. They could have that instant card that we played with in the white challenge, that when we block it, they can then make it +2/+2 until end of turn, so they kill this. They don't do any damage to us, but they kill it. Or we could let it through. They can't put the +2/+2 on it, and then we're okay. Now, we can play this guy, so that they'll swing with both next turn, most likely. We'll block both, and then we can pump up this guy, potentially, to do a damage to this guy. We'll see. We're not going to attack, though. We're definitely going to be on the offensive today. Until later when we get our bombardments out. Okay. We're going to pass to the attack phase. Cool. We're not going to activate yet. Could, but we're not going to. We're going to block. We're going to block. And we're going to say block. We're going to pump this guy 1. And yeah, they don't have anything to enhance them, so we just trade. So yeah, the computer's doing a lot of interesting things, strange things. When you're playing regular players, I mean, eventually you'll, there's varying degrees of skill levels, but a lot of players will not swing into something like this because they know that they're not going to. They're just going to lose their creatures and not actually get anything from it, so. We're going to, almost click not block, my bad. We're going to block, and, I mean, they don't tap because they have vigilance, so really it doesn't hurt them to swing. And we don't have enough mana to make these guys 4, we need 4 mana to pump them up to make them a 4/4. So not amazing. Now, we can make this guy unblockable. We can swing, because they're power 2 or less, because they all have 0 power. Just deal 4 damage right away. I will pump this guy up because we're not doing anything else, so we might as well. We have a 7 mana card. We're not spending this 3 mana on anything else. Pump this guy up, boop him for 0, and then 3 with the other guys. So that's pretty good. Alright. So our that angel is gonna trade off with our dragon, it appears, but we'll make our dragon indestructible, or unblockable, I mean. Whenever one or more creatures you control attack, they gain indestructible on a turn. Okay, good to know. So we'll tap, we'll do this. They can hit us for 8 next turn. Hopefully they can't find another way to get damage in. Swing for our 4. That's all we can swing for, because, oh yeah, that makes sense. They were going to block that. Yeah, well, that was silly of me, but that's okay. I don't think that's going to lose us the game. Ah, that's disappointing, completely. I did not expect that at all. I should have known they had pacifism. That was unfortunate. Play this. And we're going to play land. And we're going to make this person unblockable. And then we're going to swing. 2 damage. And then we can make them a 6/4. So we're 1 away. We need... Oh well. We got a little impatient there. It looks like we're going to have to... Yeah, we got a little impatient there. We needed to wait 1 more turn to make both of them into unblockable, potentially. Yeah, okay. Well, that's unfortunate, but we're not going to block because we can't survive. Alright, well, lesson learned. We will try that again. Did you know? Yes, thank you. We did do that already, but thank you. We will try it again. It's okay. Seem to have issues with the 3rd challenge in the color challenges. We had that problem with the white as well, but only have to try again once, hopefully. We'll see. As is tradition, we do nothing until turn 3, because that's just how this works. Thank you. We will play this guy. They will swing, we will block, they'll do nothing about it. So huzzah, we win. Or we don't take any damage at least. We will block you. We will block you. Da-da-da-da. And we'll do this, and we will block next turn and get rid of the fencing ace. Because never bring a sword to a Molten Ravager fight. We'll just pump it now because it doesn't really matter. And we block. Boop, boop. Alright. We will play a Goblin Tunneler, and then we will Bombardment. We will swing, get the 2 damage in there. The 2 damage isn't huge. I don't think that's going to matter, but maybe that was a mistake. We'll find out. Come along with me. We'll play the game of, was the beard raw? Maybe. Maybe. So we swing for... So we make them unblockable, we swing. We don't want to trade the Goblin Tunneler just for another 2 damage. It's not ideal, I don't think. We'll pump this guy up because they can't block him. And there's no point pumping this guy up 1 to do no damage. They just didn't block, fine. We play our big boy, probably. They're just going to pacifism them, so... Do we... It doesn't give them haste, right? No. Do we... Well, I guess, yeah, we don't get the Goblin Tunneler until next turn. Alright, so we do that. There's no walls. We do this. We do this. We swing with this guy to do the 2 damage. We can block 1 of these. They pacifism our Siege Dragon. Yep. I really don't understand what's the point of us drawing this card if we're just never going to be able to do anything with it, but here we are. We'll block. Yeah, so... I guess, do we just swing then? That deals 6 damage? Yeah, I guess we're supposed to just swing, right? No, I make him unblockable. Yeah, no, we're fine. Just do this, make him unblockable. Swing with everything. I just didn't need to lose him the turn before like I did, because I was like, they won't block. Why would they block? That would be silly. And activate this up to... You gotta do it 1 at a time, unfortunately, and huzzah. They don't block, because they can't. The important one anyways. And we win. So yeah, so we just screwed up by attacking with her because for some reason we didn't think that a 5/5 angel was going to block a 0/4 creature. Yeah, that. Alright, we are removing Reduce to Ash. It's 5 mana. We can only cast it on our turn, so we essentially would be taking the turn off to deal 5 damage to a creature. It's good against that angel, but Inescapable Blaze takes care of the angel. We could always let the angel through, swing in with a 4/4 dragon, pump up our goblins. Yeah, so I don't think we need those. We haven't. I don't think we're gonna need them, but we'll find out. All right, I think we're playing an actual player this time. I think that's always what the hooded figure means. We're playing an actual person. I believe we're playing an actual person that's also doing the color challenges. Not sure how that works. Mr. Mediocre Guy. Okay. Alright, so... I don't recall if I went over what a mulligan or keeping your mulligan was. I don't remember if I said that or not, but I'll go over it again, just in case. You know, my memory and stuff is just not as good as it used to be. You get to decide at the beginning of the game, you're handed 7 cards, and you decide, do I like this hand? Or do I want to mulligan it? So we have 2 mana. You want to start with at least 2. There's some circumstances where you want to start with 1, but there are very few decks like that. You got to build a deck specifically for that purpose, around the fact you want less land. But 2 mana, we can first 2 turns we can do this. We have 3 cards we can cast within the first 2 turns, 3 turns, and if we don't get another mana, hopefully we get the mana, and then we can play this on turn 3. But if not, we can play probably the Tunneler. Play this. This guy gets scary when they get 4 mana. Can make it a 4/4 with trample. We could trade, but we'll see. They're playing green-red. So they could have a shock to just kill our Tin Street Cadet. Nope, they're just gonna not do anything. Alright. We will play this. We probably have a shock. They have something they can cast on for a red mana, I imagine. Probably not green. They could have a giant growth, which makes this a 3/3. We're gonna swing. I'm not gonna swing with the 2/1 though. I'm gonna swing with this. If it wants to block, we at least replace him with another 1/1. If he does not block, so we get the damage in no matter what, so that's fine. We have a 2/1 we could block with. Again, they could be able to pump him up with a spell as opposed to 4 mana. Next turn we'll probably Goblin Gathering. And because we get our 3rd mana. If we get our 4th mana, we'll Goblin Gang Leader, just so we can start go wider. The Goblin Tunneler, we can't do anything this turn because he doesn't have haste. So we play him, can't even tap him, so he's just a 1/1 that does nothing. So we will Goblin Gather. And put out some 2/2, some 1/1s, 2 1/1s, and then we're going to swing with the Tin Street Cadet again. Really like to draw a Goblin Bombardment. That would be pretty good for us. But we'll see. So we're definitely not playing somebody who has the challenges, because it's not monocolored. They are actually playing a deck. So maybe we play somebody who's only been playing a certain length of time with Magic, who knows, or of a certain skill level, based on their ranking or something. Not sure, but that guy's kind of scary. Against the battlefield, put a trample counter on target non-human creature you control. So he already had trample, so that really doesn't do anything. You pay 3 mana to put a 1/1 counter on each creature with trample. So you can make him a 2/2 next turn if he doesn't really want to do anything else. We are going to Goblin Gang Leader, though. And we're not going to attack yet. I'd love to draw a shock, because we could swing with the Tin Street Cadet. He could block with the Horn Bash Mentor, for example. We shock him, and then poop out a 1/1 and trade. But now he's got a 5/5, so this can't be blocked by knights or walls. It's fine. We don't have any knights. We don't have any walls. That's interesting. Doesn't have trample. So we're just going to go a little wider still, because we have this, so we're swinging for a lot of damage next turn. If we get another mana, we can play both. He doesn't do anything, but we can put him out at least, so worst case we have a bit of a blocker if we need to the next turn, but we'll see. We're hoping that we're going to have enough damage. He puts out like 1 more creature maybe, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys that are going to get +2/+0 until end turn. I mean, that's going to be pretty sweet. Now, he can pump up the 1/1 Almighty Brushwag to make him a 4/4, but then he can't really do anything else, depending on what's in his hand, obviously. So he's swinging here. So that's 8 damage. He might have 1 more creature. He might be able to pump these guys up. What are the odds he's going to be able to give them enough to make them kill me? Probably not going to do 20 damage. I'm going to block the 5/5, but let the 3 through. That's fine. So we lose 1 guy, so that's potentially 3 damage that we lost, that we would be swinging in for now with Burn Bright. But we saved ourselves 5 damage, so I think I like that trade. He only has 1 creature to block with now, so unless he plays 2 more creatures, I think we just win right now. I haven't done the math, but I think we just win. So we're going to do that. I'm going to swing first and see what he does. He might just have a shock or something to kill a creature. You know, we're going to do this. See what he's got. He shouldn't have a board wipe. Most spells that deal damage to all creatures, I mean, they typically are sorcery speed, so you can't do them. You can't cast them on your opponent's turn. So we got 15 damage here. We got 8 damage here, so that's 19 damage. We got another 4 here, that's 23 damage. We have another 3 here, so that's 27 damage, if I did my math right. I mean, we just win, because he can only block one thing, so we just win. That's fine. We might have a shock. It's not, so we just lose. Okay, cool. Sorry, Mr. Mediocre Guy. Goblins win. And in case anybody's wondering, no, I'm not just talking more, or narrating a lot more because of the YouTube video. I honestly talk this much in my head. I play through these scenarios, I talk like this in my own head, sometimes out loud when I'm alone. You know, for everybody else in the class that's in my house when I'm not recording. And yeah, it's kind of stuff you have to sort of play through your head to make sure you're doing it right, you know? Alright, but there we go. That's the red challenge. Fantastic.
You have enough gold for a booster.
Oh.
Let's go get one from the store.
Oh, alright. Why not? Well, we have enough for 3 boosters, but
This way.
let's check out the deals real quick. So we can buy some cosmetic card styles for cards we don't have, or we can buy a pack of Amonkhet, which is not a standard legal set anymore. It's a historic set that you can play historic on Magic Arena, but we don't really want that, so we'll just go to packs.
There they are. One booster pack, please. Let's
We
go
will
and
take
open your new booster pack.
The 2021, which is the most recent set, and we will open that up. Maybe we'll get something awesome. Who knows?
I can't wait to find out what's inside.
I know.
Open it.
All right, what do we got? We got
Beautiful
Run Afoul.
new cards.
Yeah. Target opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. Pretty good. They get to choose, so if they have multiple, they just pick their worst one. So that's unfortunate, but not terrible. Throw a possibility. Good card. Can cast it anytime, like on anybody's turn, as long as we have one additional card in our hand that we have to discard, and then we draw 2 cards. So not terrible. Alpine Watchdog, the goodest of boys. Or good boy, anyways. Not the goodest, but good old pupper. Vigilance 2/2. It's a bear dog. Vigilance right, sacrifice a creature to draw 2 cards. That's good. That's usually what black does. Sacrifice life or other creatures so that you can do other things. Destructive Tampering, destroy an artifact. Creature without flying can't block this turn. That's pretty good. Fungal Rebirth, return a permanent from your graveyard to your hand. If a creature died this turn, create 2 1/1 Saproling tokens that are green. Nice. That's not terrible. Carrion Grub, 4 mana for a 0/5, but it gets +X/+0, where X is the greatest power among creature cards in your graveyard. So, as an example, if we had our Alpine Watchdog in the graveyard because it died on a particular turn, or maybe we discarded it to throw a possibility, this would be a 2/5, because X would be the power of 2 for this Watchdog. So when it enters the battlefield, you mill 4 cards. So milling 4 cards means you take the top 4 cards of your library and put it into your graveyard. So maybe we didn't kill our Alpine Watchdog, it just got put into our graveyard because of our milling. So pretty neat. Usually something you would play in like a graveyard recursion type deck. There are cards that allow you to bring cards back from your graveyard, like this. Return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. There's cards that allow you to put it directly on the battlefield, so you'd mill 4 cards, hopefully hit like a really big creature that's like 8. Whoops. Oopsie doodles. Didn't mean to do that, I just clicked. Anyways, we'll look at that card in a second. we would hopefully hit like a big 8/8 demon creature or something like that. Have that go into the graveyard. We now have an 8/5 carrying grub, and then next turn we play a spell that allows us to put that 8/8 back onto the battlefield, usually for cheaper. Something like an 8/8 demon will usually be 7 or 8 mana, or maybe more. But some of those recursion spells that you can cast are only 5 mana, so save 3 mana, still potentially do something on something else that turn, or you just get that 8/8 out way ahead of schedule, like way ahead of the curve, the mana curve. All right, let's go look at that card we missed up. It was. We'll edit this so we can see. It was this Double Vision. I am familiar. It's a 5 mana card, an enchantment, so it just sticks to the battlefield. It's not a creature. It's harder to deal with than a creature. And whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery card spell this turn, or each turn, copy that spell. You may choose new target. So, we could play this, and then turn 6, we cast this for 6 mana if we get our 6 mana, or 6 land. We deal 6 damage to a target player. This triggers, because it's our first spell, and we get to create a copy of this 6 damage spell, and we would deal it directly to their face again, so we would deal 12 damage to them in one turn. Not too shabby, you know? Not too shabby at all. We're not going to make any changes to this red deck for real, though, because we're not going to really play around with too much until we get the quests done here, the color challenges, but that'll be for another video. We still have one more quest to go here to kill more of our opponent's creatures. We'll probably do black next video, but we'll see if we happen to get another quest that wants us to play red and blue again, or maybe green or white or something. We'll see what happens. Alright guys, well, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things so we can get these videos out there, help any new players that want to get going in Arena. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.